For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or cheap games on any platform, use the referral link in the description. It'll take you to g2a.com. Use the promo code CHES over there and you'll get yourself 3% cash back. For all No Identity merchandise, hats, hoodies and t-shirts, follow the link in the description down below to the No Identity Fan Fibre website. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 3 of the Manchester United career mode here on FIFA 18. We start with the opening day of the Premier League season today with West Ham United. We will be finishing the transfer window in today's episode as well. There's something I quickly want you to listen to though.
The first of 2 debutants that we feature here today. Great chance for him to show his skill at his new club, as it is for this fella as well. We wish them both well on their debuts, and it's live.
And it's live! I love that little introduction piece that they've added to the Premier League intros there. That's Martin Tyler's tagline, isn't it, whenever he's broadcasting live on Sky Sports. You can see the new graphics loading up the teams in front of you. I will still keep these graphics in, but in future videos I'll probably just shorten it slightly or accelerate it slightly so that it comes out a little bit quicker, because it does come out quite slowly for a commentary point of view, although obviously when you're playing the game it's quite nice to see it come out piece by piece. West Ham seemingly matching my formation. They're going with a 4-2-3-1 of their own with Chicharito up top, of course, their new striking signing. They do have Marko Arnautovic out wide as well. As always, if you enjoy the video, do make sure you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any further content. This career mode series will be going up every single day, maybe towards full release. If I haven't gotten every single episode out, we may even get double uploads of this series every single day. There was an episode yesterday of, well, not an episode, an informative video yesterday with regards budgets, transfer budgets and board expectations for Premier League sides. There will be another one later on this afternoon as well with regards either the Bundesliga, La Liga or Serie A. I haven't yet decided which one I'm going to put live, but you'll have one of them by this afternoon as well, so keep your eyes peeled in the sub boxes for that too. Trying to find a goal here in this opening game of the Premier League season against West Ham United. Mkhitaryan actually having a number of chances, but can't quite seem to find the target, unfortunately. West Ham were decent though. Manuel Lanzini was their main creative force, but David De Gea was in good form, as was Joe Hart, in fairness. Nice little move here, though, that is going to end with Mkhitaryan, this time, banging it into the back of the net. He actually has, I mentioned in yesterday's episode, and I think I mentioned it in episode number 1 as well, Mkhitaryan is a god in this game, at least in my experience so far. My initial thoughts, my initial impression of using him, unbelievable. I really like the dribbling. Perhaps not quite so good with his head, but I do really like the dribbling in FIFA 18. It's so much tighter. You can have so much more control on the ball, especially with someone that has high dribbling stats. Mkhitaryan just suits my play style personally. Unfortunately, Joe Hart continuing to make saves here, the former Manchester City man, doing a job against Manchester United, and as such keeping West Ham in the game. They were to go up the other end here. That little body feint there from the man in the middle completely sold me, opened up the space to then find the ball to Lanzini, and he buries it into the back of the net. My most creative force in the game scored my goal, their most creative force in the game scored their goal to make it 1-1. Looking though to try and get myself in front again if I can. Lukaku with the effort, but well blocked by a defender. And West Ham were defending very, very well, even if the defenders weren't in the way, as we saw earlier. Joe Hart, time and time again, putting in the saves. It just took a great stroke from Mkhitaryan to give me the lead. Nice little 1-2 here with Lanzini, and again, my goalkeeper this time making the save. David De Gea keeping out the Argentine. Only 5 minutes to go now. We're pushing forward, trying to find that winner. Lukaku shows great strength to hold off the defender. Not the best of angles for the shot. I probably should have done something different with it there, but I was getting a little bit frustrated here. Time was running out on me, and we're in stoppage time now. Michail Antonio came off the bench for them, who is a striker by default this year, Michail Antonio, with great pace and high agility as well. I think he might be a very, very common player to come up against on Ultimate Team, but a draw from the opening game of the Premier League season at home against West Ham United, taking the lead, but then unfortunately not able to keep it towards the end of the game. I'm going to be accepting a loan offer here for a youngster, and we'll be simulating every game now between now and the end of the transfer window. And in each episode moving forward, we'll be going a month at a time. So the next episode will be all of September, and I'll be playing 2 games and simulating the rest in each month so that you know, I can finish the full season before full release comes out. So we've spent some money now, and we've brought in Alexandro, and we've brought in Ousmane Dembele. So we've got about 36 million or so left to spend, but we do have players left in the club that we would like to move on. So there is plenty of time to get some more deals done if we can. Gillingham here, the side that we're playing against in the Carabao Cup, and actually they pulled it back to 1-1 and took me to extra time. It was only 110th minute and a Herrera winner that saw us come away victorious in that one. That was played with a rotation side, and now we're back to the full strength team for this home game against Leicester City, which I believe I was victorious in. Yes, I was, thanks to a 68th minute Mkhitaryan winner. We did get a transfer offer in for Luke Shaw here. Second, actually, transfer offer for Luke Shaw. I'd had one already from Villarreal, but I'm turning those down. Luke Shaw is staying at the club and will be my backup left back to Alexandro, meaning that Daley Blind is no longer necessary at the club. I am looking, of course, to bring in a centre-back as well. So Blind used at centre-back and left-back, and obviously I have brought in a left-back. He can play centre-mid as well, and I've brought in Arturo Vidal, and I'm looking to bring in a centre-back. But that's possibly the shortest-lived transfer negotiation of all time. They were like, we'll give you this much. I said, no, I'd like this much, and they went, you know what? Peace out, we're gone. We don't want to pay that sort of money. So immediately leaving. That was the shortest transfer negotiation of all time. One interesting thing here, I actually got a loan bid and a transfer bid for the same player at the same time. I like that addition. That's very good indeed. But we mentioned that we had one more player that I was looking to buy, that being Socrates from Dortmund. I don't know why I struggled to say their name there, or struggled to think of their name. I offered a player swap deal with Phil Jones. Again, not expecting them to accept it immediately, and they'll come back with a price that they want plus Phil Jones. £36.25 million is what they asked for. I offered 22, and they asked actually for an extra 50 grand. Don't know why. They went from 36.25 to 36.3. So, okay, fair enough. It seems like you're going to be a little bit stubborn, aren't you, Borussia Dortmund? So in the end, I offered 28 here, just a miscalculation with the controller. And they rejected that and asked for 36.3 again. So I offered 32, and eventually, at last, they decided that that was an agreeable figure. So into the contract talks. Already agreed the crucial squad role, 4 years and no release clause, and they've asked for £135,000 a week. I offered 115, and they asked for 125. So they met me in the middle with regard to that. They were being very stubborn with the bonuses, and I just had enough of Borussia Dortmund being stubborn, whether that be the club or the agent. So he signed, and he's in. Socrates joins us. He's our fourth signing this window. Ousmane Dembele on the right, Alexandro at left back, Arturo Vidal at CDM, and now Socrates in at centre back. Eric Lamela there, you can see, going to Barcelona, from Tottenham. We're on transfer deadline day now. Anthony Martial has an offer in here for him from Bayern Munich for £43.4 million. Understandably, I'm going to be rejecting that. As we push down towards the final hour now, of course, in previous FIFAs, you haven't been able to do anything in the final hour because you need to wait for contract talks and for offers to be accepted, etc. But because everything can be done on the final day, or everything can be done in one go, you can actually make a transfer in the final hour of transfer deadline day, which is nicely realistic. But obviously, rejecting that offer there for Eric Bailly. Going to scroll through and see what each club has done in the transfer window to this point. Feel free to pause it at any point, because here Barte's actually come in at Brighton. They've been doing bits in the window. Silva, Conti and Younes in at Burnley. Chelsea have signed Marquisio and Mario Gaspar. Two great signings for them. Gary Cahill, we saw earlier on in the window, go across to Paris Saint-Germain. Obviously, he wasn't able to stop them from losing against me. Coleman and Baines both sold at Everton, which surprised me. They sold both of their wing-backs. They did bring in a couple new wing-backs themselves anyway, but Liverpool sold Nathaniel Klein, and Danny Ings brought in Oscar DeMarcos and Sergio Roberto. So there's a lot of interesting deals going through in the transfer window here. I obviously spent rather a large amount of money, 185 million. So at this particular moment in time, I have no money left. But we will be able to make deals in January. Don't worry, we were able to raise some extra funds. So there are more transfers to come this season. Trippier, Davies and Rose all sold by Tottenham. They sold 3 wing-backs, which is interesting. A number of sides seemingly selling their wing-backs. So with Liverpool selling Klein, obviously Tottenham selling those there, and Baines and Coleman going from Everton, which is rather intriguing to me. Samu Castillejo in at Watford, which is a good deal for them. He's a very, very good player, someone that I was actually interested in. And I looked at in January, interestingly enough, having forgotten that he'd actually already signed for Watford in this window. So we'll show you the deals that have gone through, or the largest deals that have gone through in this window. I might be in the way, so I'll move myself in editing if I can. But we were involved in the 4 top deals of the window. Marquisio there going across for 38.5 million. Wilfred Zaha going to Valencia, which was an interesting one. Nathaniel Klein to Leicester City for £34.1 million. Again, the wing-back being sold. Felipe Anderson to Zenit St. Petersburg. Danny Rose went to AC Milan, which is, of course, where Antonio Valencia went as well. Huberdes to Atletico Madrid, Brahimi to Real Madrid, Rocco to Barcelona, that's me. Cuadrado to Southampton is an interesting one too. Tyson from Shakhtar to Bayern Munich, Mario Gaspar we saw, to Chelsea for £26.3 million, Sergio Roberto we saw as well. Florenzi is an interesting one too. Bayer Leverkusen, Kasper Dolberg, someone we signed at Arsenal in my final FIFA 17 career mode, has gone to Everton. There's the Castillejo to Iago Falque. Shatov to Barcelona, which was interesting. Jose Maria Jimenez to Monaco, which is good. Serge Aurier, of course, as we mentioned, these weren't the fully updated transfer window squads, so Aurier was still at PSG. He has, of course, in real life gone to Tottenham, and that's the reason we've got Ousmane Dembele in this window as well, because he wasn't updated and sent to Barcelona. He was still at Borussia Dortmund. So you can see there a nice little graphic on the right-hand side, little video showing that Henrik Mkhitaryan has won the Player of the Month award for the Premier League in the month of August. In real life, it's Sadio Mane, of course, but just proving my point that Henrik Mkhitaryan is an absolutely brilliant player on FIFA 18 so far. I do have scouts out looking at youngsters at the moment. I actually won the Manager of the Month award for, I think that was what I won there, Manager of the Month award for August, so pleased to take that. We did actually get a loan offer for Joel Pereira here the day after the transfer window closed, so congratulations. Zaragoza, you kind of just screwed yourself out of what would have been a good deal for you for the whole season. Now they're going to have to wait till January to actually get him on loan. But like I said, I do have scouts out looking, but because of the nature of this preview career mode, with it only being one season before full release comes out, I'm not going to be signing many youngsters at all, or at least not using any of them, even if I do sign them. But I was intrigued to see the quality of player that I could get. I did have 3 5-star scouts out looking, and there were a number of players that looked like they could get towards the 90s that came through with the higher rated scouts. In hindsight, perhaps I should have signed at least one poorer scout to kind of make a comparison between the sort of player that, say, a 3-star scout was bringing me and the sort of player that a 5-star scout was bringing me. But there were still a number of duds, as you can see there, potential of 50 to 68. Really not worth looking at, but there were a couple of potential gems there. So that's going to bring this episode to a close. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Drop the video a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any further content. Like I say, I've got a full season done here at Manchester United, so we do have a full career mode of sorts, and then we'll be starting with Chelsea once full release is out. But for now, that's all from me for today. Actually, no, it's not all from me for today. It's all from me for this video, but there will be a budgets and board expectations video later on this afternoon for one of the other large leagues in Europe. So keep your eyes peeled for that, and we'll have some Ultimate Team content coming soon, including some streamed Ultimate Team content that you'll find out about in the not too distant future. But for now, that's all from me for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.